Welcome back to Borrow Time Garage, everybody. We're working on getting this battery box installed so we can try and fire up this car. Now the battery box goes back here, and there's no point installing a battery box until I'm done fucking around back here and grinding these welds a little bit and cleaning things up. Rust inhibitor treatment, rust conversion, and then shoot it. Shoot the trunk floor, shoot over here, like the trunk floor, up in between the wheel wells. Clean it all up, get it primed, get it painted white, and then install the battery box. So I was wondering what I was going to do, because like I said, I want to be done grinding and stuff before I paint the trunk floor. So I just started hitting this from the inside, right? And this area here was really bad and it kept blowing through. And I think I can see light through it still. So that's going to require a little bit more work. A few more, clean it up and do a couple more welds, and then grind it up, and should be all right. There's a hole here, so I'm going to try and hit that from the inside as well. I don't think there's any more holes. This patch I put on last year, kind of mediocre, kind of okay. But since this thing was all crinkled and wrinkled, and I kind of got it straightened out a little bit, so it's going to have a little filler on it anyways. So that's just the way it's going to be. I'm not happy with what's up here. Looks like I had some bad warping issues, so we're going to be doing some hammer and dolly. But that's after the trunk floor is done. Well, we're getting there. Where are we? That pinhole there, it's got to be attended to. In the corner here, can't really get in there and clean it too much, so I'll probably clean the outside and zap it from the outside. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought, oh, I'll try a couple tacks and see what happens, and it didn't just blow through. So hey, I think it's going to work. I won't have to do much really. And then this is all going to have to be cleaned up really well and hit with the rust conversion. So this side is pretty much done. Just needs to be cleaned, hit with rust conversion. And then when I finish up the fender wells, that's pretty much going to be welded from the outside anyways, so should be good. Here was a hole I zapped. Right? Hole was about ½ an inch long, and just gonna grind that up a little bit, clean it up. Gonna have seam sealer all the way around like it had from factory anyways. Seam sealer all the way along here, right? That's seam sealed from the factory as well. There's some holes here that were just seam sealed from the factory, little gaps, you know, like that's a factory gap right there. That's not rust, that's just a gap. There's another gap right here, factory gap. I don't know, like this is factory too. Sorry, but there's a big ridge right here, and that's a factory seam, so that wasn't even lined up originally from the factory. We'll just make sure you can see it, right? Like that's factory. These cars were made to last 10 years, right? Yep. That's what we're doing today. Lately, whenever I did work on it, I was trying to get this all done up. So I'm hoping by end of today I will be able to just clean up and start putting down some primer and paint and put this battery box in. And from there, as soon as the battery box is in, cables are run, we're going to try and start this thing. And if the starter don't work, engine and transmission comes out for the 15th time. And if we do that, we're going to do some more work on the motor mounts. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Another day, another dollar, or not. I guess you can see now where I made a panel, welded it on last year from the outside, and I ground off the welds, and then you could see it when I was doing hammer and dolly. You can see a crack there. You can see a crack there, I'm sure, right? So now I'm welding from the inside, and I did a couple of spots from the outside, but I blew through it right here. Pain in the ass. Little warpage. Yeah, like that's an almost blow through, I think. I did blow through there, and there I blew through it. So this is all part of trying to finish up in the trunk area so it can be primed, seam sealed, and then painted. I think that's how it goes. Prime, seam seal, then paint. I don't want to seam seal bare metal. I want to treat it and prime it. So, yeah. Continue from previous video. Fixing up any pinholes I see in the body by just trying to tack them. So far I've been kind of successful. Kinda. You know, every word. So here I'm following the seam of the patches that I made, and I'm welding from the inside, and of course the welds on the inside will not be ground at all. Right, 67 dart. This morning I got here and I was looking around at this thing, and I'm kind of like, you know what, I'm getting close to being done body work. For as much as the body work I'm gonna do. Here, that's either a missed weld or I think I didn't weld it. But I don't know if you can see. Here's high spot, low spot, right? Right in here is a low spot right off of the body line from previous damage. And this was all out of place. I kind of got it, but this body line has to be reintroduced to this quarter panel. So we have work to do, but I'm getting close on the welding part, and we'll be hammer and dolly, I guess, and prepping and making sure that little rust holes like that get tacked up. And of course, there is filler going on. Not a lot, but there is filler. So I guess that's kind of an update on where we're at with the trunk. I'm just about satisfied with how sealed up it is. Ugly as the welds are, it's welded. is what it is. I'm not going to spend hours grinding all these welds. I don't think so. That's a lot of grinding. For something that isn't a show car? Yeah, no. In hindsight, I probably would have been easier just to put a whole new trunk in this thing than to make those patches. But that's how she goes when you just try to save something. Leave as much of it original as possible. Make it usable. And you know, over here, I don't know, there was some rust and stuff. I tried welding it and I blew through it and then I just ground it and left it. So now I might just make a patch for that and cut that out. Make a little oval patch. We'll see. And then here, I had trouble too. I blew through it a lot. So clearly, right, this is going to need a little bit more attention and a little bit of filler. As you can see this. Well, from here, on the body line, I measured the body line to the door. And the other body line, same thing, right? And I took other dimensions to the top. And basically, that's how I'm going to match up the two fenders, just by eyeball. I got this line from a crease. This line here is from a crease that's on the inside of the wheelhouse in the stamping. In my mind, that's where hers cut them. So that's where I cut it. Looks kind of right. Anyway, that's it for now. Just, yeah, like, I don't even think I'm going to fix that rust right there. I mean, does it really matter? It's behind the bumper. Things like that. Okay. Ciao for now.